Here we go. We're starting now. Hey everybody, this is Don Lanning, and I'm here at my D3 studio in Sherman Oaks, California. We're just wrapping up our July class, Making Monsters 101, and as always, I'm so happy to share the work of our artists visiting this week. Come on with me and I'll show you. Come on. We're going to start with Eric. Eric, my brother. Hey. I want you to look right here. Give us all your information, and in fact, show that.
So, I'm Eric Grayson. You can find me on Instagram at EricRayFX or Facebook, Eric Grayson.
Perfect. Well, Eric has taken the class before and he's back, and this time we've gone into the land of Frankenstein, zombies, torn up flesh, all this kind of stuff, this kind of meditation. Oh, yeah. And how wonderful. Do you have some place or some references that you brought in to start with? Anything like
so
that?
Of course, going back to classic monsters, Frankenstein, 1931.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to do something different, or maybe it's been done, but do my own interpretation.
Your own version of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I kind of sketched this out. It's kind of Frankenstein burned out and resurrected for the second time.
Awesome. And this is a metal plate here. It's almost like Frankenstein has kept on living throughout the years and he's still with us. And so Eric has created the idea of metal parts that were either from the original Victor Frankenstein or maybe in another scientist resurrecting the Frankenstein monster had put in some more modern technology.
Yeah, and trying to stay true to those features. I mean, This is along the world of Frankenstein. Of course, it's its own character.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, and a lot of that stuff that's in the final sculpture is certainly from the drawing. I love doing a little bit of a thumbnail sketch. Do you have to draw to be able to sculpt like this? No, but it does give you a little bit of preparation. Bring back your drawing 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
One of the things that I noticed that's in his drawing that he and I talked about initially was, look how nasty these stitches are. And of course, he's got that value in the sculpture. Look, there's a little bug right there. That's apropos. And he's also got great fat flanking or swelling along the wounds. Which is wonderfully rendered. I really appreciate that. Here's another metal piece. And of course, the cheekbone is very prominent. And the neck here. Let's put that down now. I want to turn this so that they can see the neck. I'm also going to change the light a little bit, which is just fun. I'm part of the Dick Smith school. I usually have one dominant light that allows me to evenly judge my masses and my forms as I develop the piece. And then as you get farther along, you do want to move your light around and challenge some of these forms and some of these lines that you've made, and you want to see them in different light. So I'm going to move that around. Eric's also got Excalibur up here, just to mark his center line. Those of you that know my work know that I'm a stickler for always having something in for myself so that I never lose track of where I am as far as the center line. We're going to turn this way. He's got a great profile. Very strong. Looks like he could do some real damage.
Oh, yeah.
Now, in our class here, the sculpture ends when the artist says it ends. Eric's done some incredible work here, but he's going to continue on. He's going to complete the sculpture, nuance it into oblivion, make a mold, and then go ahead. Oh, I want you to talk about this.
Yeah.
For those of you who are starting to sculpt out there, there's many ways for us to do eyes. There's sculpted eyes. There's all kinds of ways. But Eric just ran off and got these eye forms from our friends over at Motion Picture Effects in Burbank. And tell us about that.
It's an awesome place. If you go down, staff is really friendly. I got these eyes there. They have a huge selection. I know they carry a lot of the Fourth Seal Studio eyes, which are really cool. I've got one in my kit here.
Show us, yeah. We love the Fourth Seal eyes.
So this is one of the Fourth Seal eyes. So you can get a lot of that stuff there. I picked up some neat stuff. There's some smaller eyes for the resin kits that you can use that I'm going to have a blast using. They've got all kinds of awesome supplies there, and there's a lot of work there too. I just saw a piece from Joel Harlow.
Yeah, awesome.
In silicone, so it was really cool to see all that stuff, plus that giant Dick Smith sculpture they have there. It's really cool, so you should check that out.
This is a fun place, Motion Picture Effects. They supply a lot of stuff for us, and they're just great to us. Check them out there in Burbank, California. But as he purchased his eyes, how much were they?
These guys are only about $8. So
how about for the finished eye?
The finished eye, I think they run $40 for a single and then $60 for the pair.
So when you buy this beautiful finished cosmetic eye that's ready, camera ready to go, you don't necessarily want to damage that in the sculpture. So by purchasing, forgive me, by purchasing these eye bucks for what, $8?
Yeah.
He's able to put these into the sculpture, let them go through the molding process. I gotta tell you, unless you wrapped the camera ready eyes, they would probably be destroyed in the process of molding. So by using these eye bucks, they also come with a screw, and that allows you as the sculptor to go ahead and tune the eyes to make sure that they're in the right delineation. And well, needless to say, these are wonderful bucks. So they'll go through the molding process. They're the exact same as the cosmetic camera ready eyes. So he'll be able to switch these out in the molding process, and in the final unit, in the final piece, he'll be able to use the cosmetic eyes that are ready to go. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about damaging them. Another technique might be to wrap them with plastic and pop them in, which also works. But this is just such a nice thing, and once again, that comes from Motion Picture Effects. You really did a great job on this.
Thank you, Don. It was nice pulling reference from all the greats in the industry.
Well,
Don Lanning, Steve Wayne, Jordu.
Thank you. Well,
Rick Baker, he has this awesome steampunk Frankenstein that was great reference.
It's an amazing sculpture.
Yeah.
Well,
it's great work out there.
We get strength and we get inspiration from our heroes.
Yeah.
And then if we're lucky, like I am, we get to see some of our stuff move into the next generation. Big deal, big deal. Well, needless to say, I want you to look in the future, and I want you to follow Eric, because he's going to go ahead and complete this, make a mold. And you don't have to wait till Monsterpalooza. You don't have to wait till any of the shows. He's going to post it, and I want you to go ahead and comment on that and support this wonderful young artist.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah, and also look for his work. He's already done a bunch, too.
Yeah.
In between now, from the time that he took the class first to now, he's really grown a lot. And once again, I'm so
Thanks
proud
a lot,
of you.
Don.
Yeah,
It's such a pleasure to be back, man.
My great pleasure. All right, we're going to move on. Go ahead and continue on.
Awesome, Don.
Wonderful. And here we are. I'm so proud of Janell. I want to introduce you to this lady. You may have seen her before in some of our videos. She's taken the class a few times. But Janell, come on. Introduce yourself. Give us all your information.
I'm Janell Turley. Can be found here. Instagram.
Perfect. Excellent. And Janell, well, this is such a beautiful thing. Almost like a museum piece, if you don't mind me saying. So to start, I'm going to have Janell tell you about her process and her inspiration, but I want to start this just by having you come to the front and just drink this sculpture in. Beautiful. Go ahead and get some panning shots there and let them just hang out with that. Here, go one more time across it fully. There's you go. Good. And hun, back out and get the whole thing. One more swipe to the side. Get the whole image back out. There you go. Perfect. And Janell, I'm going to move your chair and your tools. I'm going to have you come stand right here. And I want you to show us, where did this start? At the beginning of, on Monday, what did you come in with?
Yeah, my two main inspirations for this were like classical marble sculpture. Specifically this bust of Neptune. I really like the beard movement and how sculptural his expression, just how like strong and lots of movement in here.
Absolutely, and also a museum style presentation. Obviously, this is a sculpture, and these feel rather sculptural but hyper beautiful, and that's what I feel. If you don't mind me interrupting you, excuse me. That's what I so enjoy here. This is a complete fantasy character that seems to have history and seems to have intelligence. But by having this handling, you could do a paint job that's like a statue. You can do an organic paint job. But once again, taking the note and the tone from this wonderful kind of piece and then bringing it into a fantasy character, it's just wild. It's just wild.
Yeah. My other inspiration so we got Neptune and also the creature from the Black Lagoon. So I wanted to bring them both together. have a creature, but have him be more of this like godlike kind of Neptune. So
aquatic omnipotence. What?
Yeah, and this was my
Great.
like original just quick sketch.
Beautiful. And you can see she's figuring out how she's going to make a stylized design ethic, pull something from the tone reference, but also make it her own, which is just wonderful. Go ahead.
I was really interested in bringing all of this, having just a really dynamic, cool, like flowing beard, but also echoing those shapes in kind of gill-like shapes too. And having all of this like be hair, but not really hair, and a part of his like fleshy bits maybe. But yeah.
Yeah. And for me, once again, not that I totally know, but these parts are evocative of the creature from the Black Lagoon. I feel like that's kind of where you pulled some of that stuff from. Mm-hmm. And this comes around and is connecting back into this material. Beautiful. This is mustache-like, but doesn't hit me as a mustache at all. Mm-hmm. It's just more of the fin or that aquatic material that would respond to the water pushing against it. Beautiful. And I love these choices. Look how she did major movements here in the mustache, or what I could say is a mustache, but then resolving it in an interesting and stylized way that just looks cool. Sometimes that's what we're chasing, is just, you know, the coolness, if you will.
Yeah.
But you definitely got it there. I also want to say for myself, I love the lips. The lips worked out perfect. They're very classically approached to me. And also there's an intelligence that seems to be going on here in the eyes, which is just fantastic. She's leaving the eyes without any kind of detail. At this stage in the sculpture, she could take the end of a brush or some piece of tool laying around the shop, and she could mash in a recess that would speak of an iris. She's not doing that. She's going to save that experience for after it's been molded. She can go ahead and paint any eye variant in there possible. She could do like a goat eye, or she could do a cat's eye. And so by leaving that little canvas like that, she has those opportunities to open up. I love this. You and I were talking about this before we started filming. I love that she didn't go for too much texture here, because here I feel that that's the chin, and I feel that this is part of the organic, this pull coming off the chin is just part of it. It's not a hair-like texture. It's not like a beard. It's part of them. It's organic. It's flesh, or it's a gill, what have you. That kind of material. And I can't explain myself here, but this just works. I don't know, when it works, it works. Anyways, well, do you think you might mold it?
Yeah, I want to get it molded and finish it up.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell us just a few seconds, just give us a few seconds about your career with wigs and what you've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
You've had some exciting stuff. Go ahead and look right here and talk to us about it.
I am a hair artist, wig maker, makeup artist, and I make lots of wigs. I just designed a show. I've been working a lot in theater, so
Wonderful.
Lots of hair work and wig making, and I just like making stuff with my hands.
Yes.
This included like all of it together.
Absolutely.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool stuff to make things.
That's the joy of life. I love it. I love it. I myself, I feel like life has meaning and importance, and it's just richer when I'm doing art. We all got to pay bills and we all got to go to work, but when you can cut some time for yourself to get alone and get your music and get your sculpting tools, and then dip into your own reservoir of the things that you've loved in life, and allow your taste to come on and transfer it from you into your sculpture. It's just one of the great joys of life.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And please follow her and check out her work from previous classes, but also just every aspect of her life is art, as it should be.
Oh, thank you, Don.
Yeah, great working with you. Come on, Gabby. Mommy's in town. Hi, Mommy. How are you? Good to see you, love. I love you. Okay. I want you to come over and meet a very special artist for us. Charley, introduce yourself. Look right in the camera and say your name.
Hi, I am Charley Mulally. FX. You can find me at Instagram at Charley Mulally FX, spelled like that.
Yes, Mulally. Perfect. I love it.
All right.
Well, I've been bothering Charley for the last couple of days here because I want to puppeteer this thing. I want her to mold it, make and then get some of this going. But let's look at your sketches first.
Absolutely. So this, I'm afraid it's got a lot of clay marks on it because I
That's
was
okay.
using it to hold my clay on.
That's okay.
So the full idea of this guy, he's actually about 60 feet tall, and he just hangs out in forests. But the idea is that you could walk past him and his legs and just have no idea that he's clomping along behind you because
Right.
whole legs just fit in with the trees. But I liked the whole sort of mischievous teeth brought forward and eyes
Right.
off to the side. So it's dangerous, mischievous. So it's
love it.
If he's mischievous, he'll take your face.
Right. Yeah, he looks like he has the potential to go either way.
Oh yeah.
I want to point out how many different feelings this gives me. I just love being in the room with these things, and I judge them often about how they make me feel. I've got a little bit of Beetlejuice coming off of this. I've got, I saw a short film, what is it, Birch? What was that?
Birch, yeah, Crypt TV.
I got a little bit of that coming off the back of the head, but the main thing I got is just beautiful. If you'll forgive me, this is very Henson-like,
Yes.
real high concept, beautiful stuff. We cut the top or the front of the face off the armature so we could get a different outline, which is so cool. I gotta turn this for everybody. Excuse me. So look at all what's going on here. Look at all of this leafy, beautiful stuff, and she's got a great little sponge texture on here. Look at this beautiful wrinklage. I love that. And that speaks of the neck moving around and lots of movement. We're gonna come around here. In here, I'm getting a little Beetlejuice for myself, which is wonderful. Big Burton fan here. And I love the dangling flesh. She's dangled this flesh here of the neck on top of more of kind of a, I don't want to say wood texture, but kind of more of a texture that speaks of a carapace. Perhaps the chest has something that protects the interior. But beautiful stuff. She's got a little bit of castor oil on here just so that we can present this to you in a beautiful way. And I love the work on the teeth. That's where I get also some Henson in there. I want to attract your attention to this too. I personally take this as being bone. And when I look at that, I see this as like a bony carapace that goes off into this, and then it becomes another matter. And I love that this is playing against this value. So we have wrinkly and dangly skin playing against more of a bone texture. It's just wonderful. I'm going to turn it this way. And look at all this, and look at that texture. Beautiful. Yeah, super cool. She's got some good stuff on the back as well. Now this is still going. The sculpture is not done yet. She's going to keep on going back in here and fill in this area, but look at all this beautiful stuff. We got a little crack. I talk a lot about cracks. Once you see the crack, that means that your clay is drying out and is ready to accept detail. So we don't care about cracks. We just cut them out and keep going. Because of the thinness here, she's had a few little cracking issues, but those are easy to chase. And she's kept the neck very thin. Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, and a pleasure to work with. I have to tell, you know, I didn't work with Charley very much. I gave her a few little pointers about the rubber tip tool, but this is such a beautiful design brought into the class by you. Can you tell us anything more about it, and then we'll let you go?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about...
Please.
Yeah, a little bit about things that inspired me. So I spent a little bit of last year working with DDT in Barcelona. So obviously they've created Pale Man, Monster Calls, both big impacts behind that. You can see a lot of Pale Man in the falling flesh under there, and just the sheer size of him was immediately inspired by Monster Calls with that giant just tree figure that follows this kid around in a more loving way than this guy, though, I think.
Right.
But, yeah, you mentioned the Birch as well, Crypt TV short film, so very similar sort of aspect of just the tall, statuesque tree-like monster.
Perfect. I love it. Well, as always, and I repeat myself a lot, but as always, we hope that you mold it.
Yes.
And we hope to see paint variants. One of the things about this character is you could imagine 2 or 3 different paint jobs, and then do 2 or 3 different paint jobs, and then see which one goes over the best with the friends, and that's your master.
Yeah, one of the things that Don was saying about it was that in the top of it, you can almost go to kind of coral reef sort of design of it as well, so I could try both foresty, coral reef. I could go in many different directions, which is quite fun.
Absolutely. Well, it was a pleasure working with you.
Great work.
What do you have coming up now? Anything going on?
At the moment, waiting for the US government to let me start working, and then I will let you know. But if you'd like to follow my Instagram, that will be where it gets posted as soon as I can.
That's awesome. And as always, we're looking forward to your next sculpture and see what you do. This is beautiful. And of course, we want you to continue posting about this. As you finish your detail, Charley is going to come on and post on her own Facebook page. And once again, I had such a pleasure working with you.
Thank you so much, Don. I had such a great time.
Absolutely. Right on. Well, I have a few notes laying around here if I haven't misplaced them. Probably did. Gabby, I'm going to find my notes. Go ahead and just...
found it.
Oh, thank you very much.
I was wondering what this envelope was.
There we go. Thank you. Oh, man, I'll pick up that tool. Yeah, if you want to, you could go around and just do one more beauty shot. Go back and just do one more beauty shot. Do it like a... There you go. Quarter view to front, quarter of everybody else, and then I'll wrap this up. Perfect. To everybody out in Facebook land, I want to thank you for coming in and supporting our classes and our artists. You guys are always so kind and supportive, and for us, that's a little bit of food. We love to get feedback on our artwork and know if we're doing right or doing wrong. I have a few quick announcements. Let me get my glasses for that. I'm going to be in Lille, France with the ACT Academy mid-September, coming up here in 2019. That's being presented by Mr. Richard Masson. And I'm so excited to be coming to that. I understand that we're already close to being full, so if you're in that part of the world and you'd like to take this class, or excuse me, it's more of a maquette class, more of a half head, but just aside from the fact that it's half head, you get to do hair, costuming, all kinds of extra stuff, and that's what happens in a half scale class. And once again, that's going to be in Lille, France. I can't wait to meet the students. Also with Neil Gorton, I'm going to be coming back to Aylesbury. This is in mid-November, and I'm so happy to be coming back for my third class with Neil Gorton. Thank you so much, Neil. I can't wait to meet the students, and I can't wait to see you, my friend. We'll also be going to the prosthetic show. This is a wonderful show, prosthetic show. If you're in that area, once again, I can't recommend it highly enough. We have all kinds of artists from all over the world there showing their wares and their materials. And I'm just thankful to be there. I'm going to be doing a demo there and also speaking on the stage. And that's, once again, for information on that, please contact Gordon Studio for information on that event. I do have a class coming up. This same class is coming up for August, Making Monsters 101. That's August 12th through 16th. Go ahead and give me an email at Don Lanning, that's my name, DONLANNING, at sbcglobal.net, and I'll go ahead and send you information and details on that class. Many people through our last 7 years doing this class have requested a weekend class. We're finally doing that. And I'm so happy to announce that we're going to be doing a half mask weekend class. This is a Saturday and Sunday, and a real joyous experience where we go from the ears forward, and we take you through experience of sculpting your half mask. And that's a weekend class coming on July 27th through 28th. Most important, we'll throw that away. Most important, I want to thank the artists for coming in this week. You guys are great. Absolute pleasure to work with you. And of course, we're here training the next generation. I just had such a good time. I don't really have anything to say other than thank you for a beautiful week. I want you to know each one of these wonderful people came in, worked hard. Not a lot of breaks this time around, but we had the music pumping. We had high concepts, in this class, and I'm also going to post a picture later. I love putting these sculptures on the table and seeing how different everybody's hand and everybody's concept is. And this was a very imaginative class, and I'm so thrilled to be part of it. That's it for me. Have a great weekend, everybody out there, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.